the waterfalls at Canyon de los Oros.
Yeah, I would say Timba Beach. You get there, you're driving halfway between La Paz and Constitucion or Loreto area. It's on that big straightaway highway, about maybe 110 kilometers. And you go across the desert towards the Sea of Cortez in a real trail that goes down and over the mountains and down. I actually did it in my F-250 diesel. It scraped the whole side as we got stuck on the side of the cliff. You need a smaller truck for it, a narrower one.
Oh, down to Agua Verde.
Not to Agua Verde, right down from it. It's called Puerto Gato.
But the same road.
The Timba Beach road.
Not the same.
Well,
road.
you don't go down the Agua Verde road south of Loreto. You
Okay.
actually get over as far as Constitucion, and it's just straight away down to La Paz.
Ah, okay.
And you go out there, and on that road, that's where I do my jojoba gathering and some of my herb gathering for my wild harvesting. There's lava rocks for temescales out that way.
Ah, okay.
And then down there on the beach is great camping. You see the odd sailboat or whatever, but great, beautiful diving and camping. You can still free dive lobsters in that area and get some great camping in. It's, bad road, good people kind of scenario.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny that...
It's one of my favorites.
What's that?
That's one of my favorites.
To
go in with the big cooler and stay for a few weeks and just disconnect.
The bad road, good people comment is funny because it typically comes up every single time on this podcast. And whether it's the guest bringing it up or me bringing it up, it usually comes up. That area, so again, that's to the east of Constitucion. Southeast or is it due east?
Southeast.
Yeah, so like San Luis Gonzaga,
Yeah, I used to hike from Agua Verde down to San Evaristo, north of La Paz.
Yeah.
So you hike all along that coastline.
Yep.
So it was like, it's in those hikes. It's about the third day down by a panga hop from Agua Verde. But after hiking through there a few times, it's like a spot just to go into, like with the kids. When you can't hike with the kids, it's a good spot to go into.
So I've flown in a small plane through those canyons back there, and it's really, we've driven a lot of those roads as well. We call that area the Baja Grand Canyon.
About maybe getting a small pilot license just to explore all that these days with some good landing gears, because it's gorgeous up there, isn't it?
So I've had a friend of mine on this podcast who is a helicopter pilot, and he's one of few that have the permits to fly down in Baja. And in fact, his little intro onto the podcast was the guy that's seen more of Baja from the air than he has the land, and literally hundreds, probably thousands of hours flying around in a helicopter. So
I would love to just hop around Baja in a helicopter. That would just be kick butt, man. If you could have your boards tied on somehow, your camping gear in there, and just take off in a helicopter. Wow, it'd be the best.
Well, Kim, we're bumping up on an hour here, and we try to keep them between a half an hour to an hour. It's so cool to catch up with you and hear about how life has unfolded for you. It's interesting how. So I'm about not quite a decade behind you. I'll be 47 in September, but it's interesting the parallels that we seem to have. Or the trajectories kind of being parallel for you and I. You had children later on in life. I was actually 41 when Gavin was born. Amy was 38, so probably right around Amy the same
age range. Yeah.
And then to be like kind of going through that the aggressive, motivated, ambitious phase of life of earning and establishing who you are, and then at that, the 40 plus mark, starting to realize, wait a minute, all this stuff I thought was important, maybe it's not as important as it was. And then I didn't bring this up, but making the decision to move from Mexico back to Canada, more or less for family, for your dad, to be with and around your dad. And I think that's something else that's interesting as we kind of analyze humanness of, hopefully, those of us that didn't have horrible parents realize at some point in our life that being in and around and having relationship with our parents as adults becomes important. And some people it takes a long time to figure that out. Other people, they never figure it out for a lot of reasons. But I'm in the same place where now all of a sudden when I'm back here in California. A big part of it is my mom's still around, and I know that if I wasn't here, I wouldn't be seeing her as much. So that transition through life of what matters and what's important, it's been cool to hear your story and kind of draw that parallel between mine. And I got to say, I mean, the very first time we met, I knew there was we had something in common, and we've had a very good friendship for close to 20 years now. And like I said, when we started this, I don't think we've spoken probably in the last 6 or 7 years at least. And if we did, it was just a quick possible business scenario or something. So it's nice to catch up with you.
Yeah. Likewise. Yeah, and I always felt that too. And it's interesting, isn't it, to see, this is how you see over time, over the years, you really do see how people float through life and what decisions they make and how they direct. And it's interesting because we recognized right at the beginning we had similar business ethics, similar family ethics, sort of moral standards as well. And that was something that was important to us back then. And it's predominant in life. And you could look at either of our lives and say we've had successes or failures even, but they've all been successes. They've all been stepping forward.
Learning experiences,
Learning. And I'm so glad to feel, I was having a lot of time with kind of the aging thing too, just like as you, and I really have sort of made peace with it more from, like from an elder perspective a little bit too, that it's time to really share and to model, and we need to step into our roles as adults finally, like our parents do get to a certain point where we do need to be strong for them.
Yeah. Well,
it was so nice talking to you.
Yeah.
Catching up.
Likewise.
Glad to hear you're still connected with the Baja sessions.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I do ask a question usually of everybody that's on the show, and it's funny, not one person has ever brought up the same place. We are searching for the best taco in Baja. Where is it?
Oh my God. I'm trying to think what the name is. I like these goat tacos in San Jose del Cabo, right beside the Banorte Bank in Chemisal. Have to figure out, I'm not sure what the name is. They have
You're not the only person that doesn't know the name of the best taco stand either.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, what's the name? Well, it's that place beside, around the corner up the road. My favorite place, and I usually get off the plane and go there first. I went to Tacos Rosie for a ceviche last time.
That's a good one. We can give a shout out for Rosie. That's a great place that nobody's brought up here yet.
It is a good place, and there is another great place called La Lupita in San Jose, which is sort of celebrity level tacos at this point. But I was joking the other day to people about going to Baja or going to Mexico all the time, and I said, well, I need some sunshine and tacos.
That's right.
I miss it so much.
Yeah. I also tell people where mine is, and it is Lalo's Taco, which is in the town of La Rumorosa, which is it's due east of Tecate, right along the border before you drop down at the La Rumorosa grade into Laguna Salada. And Tacos Lalo is, people are going to get tired of hearing this. They're going to think I'm getting paid by Tacos Lalo.
I'm going to go there this summer. I'm doing a freelance consultancy with ABC and Aguila Buses.
Oh, yeah?
The bus company.
Yep.
So I'm doing some consulting with them right now and going to help them designing some products. And I plan to be like San Diego, Tecate, Ensenada area this summer. So I'm going to go look for those tacos.
You got to go to Tacos Lalo and get the tacos al vapor.
Oh, my gosh, I will.
They're exquisite for sure. Well,
maybe we should go together. I'll let you know when I'm going to be there.
If you're coming through San Diego, absolutely. Well, again, Kim, thank you so much for the time. It's been great to catch up with you. One last thing. I thought I saw that the ranch or your home in Santiago, are you putting that on Airbnb or VRBO?
Yeah, I was before I actually left Cabo, and then I had to take it off for a while because I had a bunch of stuff to take care of. And now it's Airbnb.
So how do we find it?
I'm not sure. Santiago Gaia Farm, maybe Gaia.
Okay.
Gaia Farm. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And what's there? How many rooms? Just
5 bedrooms. 5 bedrooms and a natural cob house. It's kind of a place to go and heal. Time to go have a time out. Time to just zen, learn a bit about permaculture, if you like, holistic wellness, hikes, and relax, star watch.
Perfect. All righty. Well, so you said VRBO or Airbnb?
Airbnb.
And that's Casa Gaia?
Yeah.
Cool.
Casa Gaia. Farm Gaia. Yeah.
All righty. Well,
thanks, Ryan.
Good to see you. Good to hear from you. And let's stay in touch.
Likewise. I will.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to going to Lalo's.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Adios.
Take care.
Don't forget to check out thebahamap.com if you'd be interested in owning a leather-bound 60-inch canvas map of the Baja Peninsula. Thanks for hanging out with us on the Baja Sessions. We'll be back next week to chat with another Baja brother or sister. And until then, Viva Baja!
This episode of The Answer is Yes Baja Sessions is brought to you by Baja Bound Insurance Services. Driving to Mexico? You can buy and print out your Mexican auto insurance policy online in minutes with their easy-to-use website. They also have great travel information to help you plan your trip south of the border. Visit bajabound.com.